Let us mark 2024 as the year of Transformers blind boxes. We have been eating so good with these blind boxes this year. There's noticeably two new companies that's come out to the market last year, that's carried on to this year, and that's Blokees and YOLO Park. So let's just take a look at both blind boxes from both companies. First, let's just take a look at Blokees because they've done more. So these shown here are the four I have right now. These are from Series 2, Grimlock, and Series 4, Ultra Magnus and Tarn. Let's just start off at the start of Series 2 with Grimlock. This is a slightly weird combination of metallic colours and flat colours on this Grimlock, and that is because I was lucky enough to be able to get that secret one, or that rare one, from Wave 2, which is the metallic Dino Mode Grimlock. Because they share parts between Dino Mode and Robot Mode, I was able to swap parts so they both look sort of metallic, ended up with this look which I really prefer. These blind boxes are stuck in one mode, they don't transform, and they're about the size of a slightly bigger core class. Here's a spike for comparison. They're just fun pocket-sized toys, and they're really articulated as well. I have a blind box in the back that we're going to open together and see who we get. Let's just go through the blind boxes articulation for Blokees first. For the robot mode articulation, they're pretty standard except for Wave 4, where they did introduce new body types. He has a ball jointed head here. Now Grimlock here has a backpack and his wings do articulate. He has a waist swivel. There is a butterfly joint in his shoulder, so there's a massive range here. The arms are on a swivel and a hinge, so you get that universal joint there. Most of the blocks come with interchangeable hands, and they come with fisted hands, open hands as well. His legs are on ball joints, so they kick out like that as well. An over 90-degree bend at the knee, and then there's a swivel in here as well, because this is pegged in. And then you get an ankle tilt as well. You know, for Grimlock, because parts are interchangeable between robot and Dino Mode, his little Dino Mode arms are on ball joints as well. I got these for $54 each, Hong Kong dollars, at Toys R Us, so that rounds out to about £5.50. That's a pretty good value for such a nicely painted toy. Now, speaking of the new body types that come in Series 4, we have my favourite Blokees blind box Ultra Magnus. So somehow when they were released, and now still you're able to do this, I went on Taobao to see if I was able to get them sooner, and found out that I was able to pick which blind box I wanted. So I picked Ultra Magnus for just £2.50 and Tarn for £2 as well. You're able to get these for half the price without having to guess which figures you need. Out of the Wave 4, I just only wanted these two, so that's what I did. They actually share the same skeleton as Grimlock and the other standard robots, but there's this thicker armor that wraps around and clamps around that main body type. That new body comes with new ball pegs to widen the shoulders, so you have a new stature for the toy, and that's super cool, and it's great to see that they're branching out in body types as well. Ultra Magnus here is definitely my favorite. He's super fun to play with and super fun to pose as well. I just really enjoy having a small Ultra Magnus. Tarn is a standout as well. It's super cool to see an IDW character get his start in the blind box world. Tarn here is such a cool look. It's super based on the modern Meteor design, and he has his double-barreled cannon as well that you can peg onto his back. Oh, conveniently he's sort of split in half, but let's take the opportunity now to show you what I'm talking about. So this is the standard body type, so it just looks like a middle torso of a Lego minifigure, but with Tarn here, you get this wider frame that elevates his stature and his build as well. So that gives him super wide shoulders, as you can see. And to complete the look, you just snap this chest piece over the pegs, and there you have Tarn fully assembled again. So every wave has around 10 characters. Wave 5 has not been announced, but I know that they're working on it. Up to Wave 4, there's probably 40 characters now. So they've done all the likes of Beachcomber, Cliffjumper, Bumblebee, and now they're doing Tarn. So I cannot wait to see who they're doing next. Back when Rise of the Beast came out, there was another company that was making blind boxes for that movie. They were basically these little vinyl figures right here. This was 84 Hong Kong dollars, and I got two of them. I got this one and my brother got that. This is the secret one. the Hollow Optimus, which I don't really prefer and I don't know why he's there. But they have others in the series as well. They have Rise of the Beasts Bumblebee and a white version of that of Bugbite. They don't share the same articulation with the Blokees, and I guess they're just a different style. He has a rotation at the shoulder, a rotation at the head, and a rotation at the other shoulder as well, but nothing more. But these have super nice sculpt and super nice paintwork as well. I much prefer Blokees over what these things are. I think they've done a Beast Wars version of this blind box as well, so the vinyl Beast Wars figures, and they have these chibi Cheetor and Rat Trap and Megatron as well. I do want to get Cheetor, but he's too pricey now for me to get, I guess. He's too pricey for me to like press the purchase button for now. So let's see and hope he goes down in price on Taobao. Moving those along, it's time to talk about my new favourite addiction. YOLO Park came out swinging with these new G1 blind boxes series, the AMK Pro Mini. And out of that series you can get Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscream, Soundwave, and a G1 Dynamode Grimlock. Out of the bunch, I didn't want to get G1 Grimlock because he lacks in articulation, but his sculpt is amazing as well. So I got 3 YOLO Park blind boxes. This is G1 Megatron. They pack really nice articulation as well, albeit not as posable as the Blokees. So for size comparison, this is a Blokees next to YOLO Park AMK Pro Mini Megatron. So this is $60 Hong Kong, but most of the places I go to, they're discounted to $40, and they're still at $54 on average. The new shining versions that Blokees put out are even more expensive. They're $74, but they come with metallic versions of the characters, and I think they light up as well. But let's stop talking about Blokees and talk about the star of the show, YOLO Park again. And this is basically a shrunken down version of that AMK Pro series Megatron, that really glossy, super articulated one. And I just really like that. I use this Megatron to pose with my Omega Supreme to put everything to scale, and I just truly enjoy that experience. The heads are on a ball joint. I've just pulled off Megatron's head so you can see that the ball is almost as big as Megatron's head. The arms, they go 360, but that articulation is sort of hindered by that trigger here. He has a rotation at the bicep over 90 degrees. They do come with interchangeable hands as well. That's a super cool thing coming from both blind boxes companies. He has a waist swivel. He does kick out a significant amount outwards like that as well. He has a thigh swivel, bend at the knee, super good bend. Look, for ankle tilt, a good bit as well. They're on ball joints. So I'm going to bring in the other YOLO Park toys I have, and that is the secret version Nemesis Prime. As far as I knew, they only did 6 characters: Optimus, Bumblebee, Grimlock, Megatron, Starscream, and Soundwave. Never did they mention that they did Nemesis Prime. This is my second favourite YOLO Park series blind box, and that is Starscream. Look at the vibrant colour. I do like that dark grey face that they've applied for him. Again, just like Blokees, all these toys are pre-painted and super simple to assemble. Like I said, we're eating so good. Was there ever a character when you got the toy was so good that made you like the character even more? And that was what happened to YOLO Park Starscream. Before that, I couldn't give a rat's ass about Starscream, to be honest with you. From then on, Starscream has been the villain in all my sort of headcanons and comics. I think the Skybound series probably has something to do with it as well. Now, I've seen a lot of people do this, is they have that standard red Optimus Prime, is they just unpeg that arm and bring in the YOLO Park Mini standard Megatron, like that, and yes, that works super well. So now this Nemesis Prime can go on the offensive. The materials used on the YOLO Park blind boxes feel super dense and solid. Like they're super dense and thick. Like they're not going to bend so easily. And I just feel like they're made of a more quality plastic compared to Blokees. Right, so let's just clear the table of YOLO Parks, because now we're opening a blind box. This is from the Series 3 Galaxy version Blokees. Apparently it says the Autobot run, but there's clearly Decepticons here. So, you know, out of all this, I think Bumblebee and Dynamode Slug are my top 2 wants, and then the rest I don't really care for. For those who watch my channel long enough, you might notice that I have a strong bias towards Autobots against Decepticons, with the exception of Megatron, because More Than Meets the Eye made me love Megatron so much. So James Roberts has done a brilliant job in revolutionizing Megatron in my mind. For the fun of it, let's just choose like the ones I don't want. Clearly I don't want the Constructicons. I want this Soundwave because he comes with the laser beak, but I don't want this Soundwave because he's just standard. I just don't really care for Decepticons, really. So let's just open him up, and I'll assemble him for you guys as well to see how fun they are. So please be an Autobot, at least. Please be an Autobot. Opening it up. There's no turning back, there's no returning the toy. They come in these two baggies, one's for joints and one's for pieces. They come with this instruction booklet that talks about, you know, the assembly instructions for every character in the wave, because it's so standard. They just only had to do Soundwave and Dino Mode Slug. Turning them around, there's some like sort of individual pieces like Bumblebee's head, Scavenger's sort of body, just slight differences that they felt the need to point out. So I want Bumblebee. I think this is on sprues, so this is the bag for joints. So I'm going to open this, and as long as it's not green, but I guess I'll be happy because I don't have any Constructicons anyways. So Transformers are Transformers, Transformers are good. I hope for some yellow. I don't see some yellow, but I do not see... Oh my god. Ooh! That's good. This is the metallic Soundwave. Oh, yes. And yes, I am happy about this. There's Laserbeak, and I'm happy. I love Laserbeak. First off, I don't need the instructions, I guess. This is a tiny Laserbeak head, and the red part just pegs onto the back, and it's super easy to assemble. This Laserbeak is super nicely detailed. And the metallic they've used on these metallic copies are brilliant as well. As you can see on Grimlock, that gold is gorgeous. Unfortunately, this is not a 3mm port, so I can't use these on any core classes. Laserbeak, for the time being, I'm going to give you to Ultra Magnus because he looks like he's going to take the best care of you. I did say I didn't want any Decepticons, but I think out of everyone, this is the happiest I'm going to get. Let's open this pack as well. So, they, as mentioned before, they come on sprues. These are the hands and the sort of the arm joints as well, and they're all done in this metallic blue, wonderfully painted. Now let's clear the table and just set everything clear so we can assemble the toy nicely. So the head consists of these 4 pieces. So first thing I'm gonna have to do is peg the eyes onto the back of the head. So this is the back of the head, and then just do that, and then close the head up like so, and then, oh, look how nice the red is. That is a gorgeous head sculpt. This is the standard chest that they use on all the figures. So first thing they ask you to do is to pop on the ball joint. All these ball joints are on this sort of clear, dark shadow, ombre color ball joint. So just press this in, and they do have a nice long neck. I'm going to be impatient and tab the head on right now. They're asking you next to attach the butterfly joints at the side of the shoulders. So just do that. Peg that in. As mentioned before, they are on the sprues, so just snap them off. They take pride in saying that you don't need pliers for them. This is clearly the back of the chest, and that just clamps around there. This is the front of the chest. Let's just clamp it around Soundwave's chest. Close it up. And, oh my god. Throughout this review, you're just going to see me marvel at the metallic paints because, you know, this is fantastic. So the chest, oh, this is fun. So you have this cassette that is colored like Rumble, blue. Rumble, okay, blue. Rumble is blue. Come at me. So that fits in super nicely at the chest, and then, oh no, I think it's one of those hinges where you just have to angle one side in first and then just shimmy the other one in with force. I'm going to do this off camera now, right? There we go. I'm I'm more than happy. I'm super happy that this is on a hinge. So you can close the cassette, but the cassette is not trapped in there forever. Yeah, fantastic. This is just really nice. This is a Saturday evening, so I hope all your Saturday evenings going well. His shoulder cannon is on a ball joint, so you just peg that in. Like so, and you get this articulated shoulder cannon. He's very Transformers 1, isn't he? He's very shiny and metallic and gold. So this is the front of the crotch, this is the back of the crotch. So this is the main crotch piece, and it's same on both sides, so you don't have to worry which side you peg in. Press that in like so. He does have the push button and all the forwards and backwards, so nicely done, Blokees. Close it up as well. And there you have the crotch. As you can see, this is on a super large peg. Press it into Soundwave's chest. There we have the main portion of Soundwave awaiting his arms and legs. Normally I just get this out of the way is I just pre-assemble the elbows and knee joints, and that's one. So we have 4. What they tell us to do is get these bicep pieces, basically just shove that into the butterfly joint like so. Take one of these shoulders, so make sure that the decals are facing forwards and just slot them on. And then what you have to do is just slot one of these joints you've pre-assembled. So I normally choose a side to face forwards because they only bend one way. So I do choose this side because they have that nice rivet joint, and I do use that. The arms are mostly the same. They just have the ports on either side, so you just have to find the port that's facing outwards because he is Soundwave. Normally I do have the ports facing inwards because it doesn't really matter. Because I want Laserbeak to mount on his arm, I do choose this part to face outwards. I'm just going to quickly do the other one, so we're almost there. So let's just peg that arm, slot that piece onwards, press that in like that. The thighs are identical, so it doesn't really matter which side it goes in, so just peg that in like that and peg that in like that. And just like that, I'm going to zoom out and we're on the home stretch. These leg parts are identical, so they're just really nicely metallic blue as well. So I'm just going to peg that in like so, and then just do the same on the other leg. So just peg that in like that. We have this really nicely sort of decoed paint. Pegs on like that on the front. Does the same thing on the other side as well. I did go ahead and slot in the clear ball joints right now, and then the legs are identical as well, so they just do the same on the other side as well. So he's going to have to hold a gun, so I'm going to have to give him a fisted hand and a open hand as well, because that's what I want. You get the option for both full sets of hands. He gets a right fisted hand and then a left open hand. So he also comes with a gun. It's super similar to his G1 gun. It slot the tip of that gun onto the underside, and that fits onto his arm like that. Unfortunately, I think there's a bit of a loose fit here, but if you angle the fist upwards like that and you use the forearm to stable it a bit, you get a nicer connection, I think. But some super glue to tighten that joint would make it perfect. And there we have Soundwave in his fully assembled robot mode. With these kits, you come with these little emblem pieces as well. I don't see what purpose they really fulfill. You could sort of have him like that and say like reporting to Megatron, something like that. But yes, obviously this port is for something else. His son, Laserbeak. I'm super happy that I ended up getting this out of everyone on Wave 3. He does come with his other son, Rumble, as well, a blue cassette. Super nice stuff. Let's go through the articulation quickly. His head is on a ball joint. As you can see when I was assembling him, his arms are on this butterfly joint, rotation because of the ball joint, rotation because of the hinge, so bend over 90 degrees. So a 90-degree bend at the shoulder, ball jointed at the fist, waist swivel, ball jointed at the thighs, knee kicks over 90 degrees, rotation at the knee as well, ball jointed ankle tilts. So these Blokees are super articulated, and for £5, what more can you ask for? Every time I get this blind box and I get the metallic version, which happened twice now, I always think what a good deal I've gotten. They do come with this little base that pegs into his foot like that, and you can sort of have him in a flying pose or a jumping pose like that. It really stabilizes them. He sort of has this Lego port system at the bottom of his legs. Let's bring in everyone together. Soundwave, obviously, you're going in the front. This right here, what you see on screen, is what we're currently getting in Transformers blind bags in 2024. And again, I have to say it, we are eating good, everyone. So that's it for now. I really look forward to what blind boxes we're getting from YOLO Park and Blokees, hoping for Rodimus and RC for both lines. But that's it for now. Get your blind boxes while you can because they're super fun. Please check out my other videos as well. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. Thanks for watching, stay safe and goodbye.